Radio D Hotties, powered by Mahima Creations.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this show do not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of Radio D Hotties. The content broadcast on this show is meant for informational and entertainment purposes only.
जब हमारे परिवार के बुजुर्गों की सेहत और देखभाल की बात होती है तो घर पर इन होम केयर वाला ऑप्शन सबसे बढ़िया है। अनलॉक का पेस प्रोग्राम एक ऐसा कन्वीनियंट एंड पर्सनलाइज्ड ऑप्शन है जिसके जरिए हमारे बुजुर्ग घर पर हमारे साथ रहकर यही देखभाल और सेवा का लाभ उठा सकते हैं। अब चाहे वो घर पर रहे या अनलॉक वाले पेस सेंटर में आए, उनको वही डेडिकेटेड एंड प्रोफेशनल केयर मिलेगी। अनलॉक ने बुजुर्गों की सेहत को अपना प्रायोरिटी बना लिया है और जानने के लिए 1855-308-0195 पे कॉल करें। That's 1855-308-0195।
Top of the morning, Bay, with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वनकम,
नमस्कार,
खुशामदीद,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
वीगांतरिकी वंदनमु,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय जिनेंद्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे या अली मदद।
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी बंदर बोलेंगे नीसा बला बरजान। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा
एंड ऑफ कोर्स माई सेल्फ फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए एक और ड्राइव टाइम दैट्स गोना मेक इट टोटली एक्साइटिंग एंड टोटली मस्तानी बन जानी।
To the Banjan, of course, right now आपको बोल दे कि आज of course Banjan is a Thursday, November 11th. Faltani, you know what's interesting about this?
What is it,
It is 11/11/2021.
It'll only come once in a century.
How did you know this, Faltani?
I knew that was your next line.
What?
Yes, I just knew, Altu Baba.
Could be,
How
Faltani.
good I am.
You don't know what's coming up next, though.
What's coming up next? The traffic update. रास्ते का हाल टोटल सस्ते में।
How?
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
That's up, Banjan. Faltani is just totally thumping me, giving me all this credit. What I'm going to like. Faltani, let's see.
Let's just put it this way. I am a prescient, Altu Baba.
Whatever?
Prescient.
What?
Prescient.
What?
Okay.
Huh.
Prescient. Word of the day.
Yes.
To be aware of something that's going to happen in the future.
Yes, but you know what I am, Fatwani? I'm omnipresent. You know what's happening with the roads at least right now?
No, I'm not prescient with regard to that.
So you're not, right?
No.
So you're not present always.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm present everywhere, omnipresent right now. I'm looking at what's happening in the roads, but the roads are looking totally, open, free. Everybody's enjoying and driving nicely. Except for something which happened right now on Grant Avenue, Barajan, actually the north side, 101. It is on the southbound 101. There's an accident with injuries, unfortunately, at the Grand Avenue in South San Francisco. It's impacting traffic? No, it's not. It actually is not impacting traffic, but of course, nevertheless, there's going to be some kind of congestion form up right now because debris probably might be there. Or people might be just going and stopping road traffic in the region. So watch out for that for sure. A severe traffic alert has been announced right now due to an emergency on the road closure, emergency road closure on one northbound area. This is in the Sausalito area, Banjan. I don't have much information about why there's an emergency closure there, but of course, be careful, drive very carefully. Doesn't seem to be a congestion of traffic over there. Some residual delays here and there on 880 actually getting on to 92. But apart from that, all the other parts of the Bay Area are looking nice and smooth, Banjan. Like I mentioned yesterday, today is going to be a sunny day. That's right, Banjan. It's not a Sunday, but a sunny day for sure. Today is going to be sunny all the way. And guess what, Faltwani? The sunny kind of weather is going to be continuing into Saturday as well. So it's going to be chilly. It's going to be cold. Well, we're going to highest, we're going to reach around 70, I suppose. And probably the lowest is going to be somewhere in the range of around 52, 55.
Wow.
But it's good weather. If you're planning going on hikes, this is a good time, good weather to go on on hikes and everything, Banjan, so definitely think about it. With family, make sure you're masking if you're going in public and everything, because some places actually are mandating masks in these places. So definitely adhere to those particular rules and regulations, Banjan, because when you don't follow rules, probably you might get fined also, right?
Yeah.
If you're talking about, it's all the same way in Texas, well, unfortunately or fortunately for us, Texas also, there's a ruling coming out, probably Falconi share about that, where a judge actually said, okay, no, mask is good. Let's put the order for masking for sure. All that is happening, Banjan. We'll talk about the news coming up right now, so stay tuned. And this was the update of the weather and also what's happening with the, what's happening on the roads also, Banjan. Falconi, do you have something for us for the news?
Yes, absolutely, Alto Baba.
Okay, take it away.
I just wanted to tell everybody that for all Mariah Carey fans, some good news for all of you, because she's going to be giving away free McDonald's during the holidays, apparently.
Seriously, this is newsworthy for you for some reason?
I just thought that it came up on my newsfeed. I was like, I don't want a lot for Christmas. I just need a Big Mac.
Seriously?
So, yeah, that's something that I thought I'll share with all of you. But
the Big Mac or the news?
The Big Mac. Yeah, but also, Bandajan, let us tell you that if you're planning to travel to London, and if you're planning to take a dip in the Thames River, please don't. Because, like how they show in the movies, every time they show the London Bridge and then they show the Thames River. Okay, Albaba's rushing back because he has something.
Let me guess. Okay, have they actually found out the Loch Ness Monster is true?
It's not the Loch Ness Monster, Altababa. Are you ready for this?
Don't tell me. Gutenberg, what's her name? What's the girl's name? That Gutenberg, what's her name?
No, Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg, yeah.
No, not
She's
her.
the best speaker of the place.
I'm not talking about her.
Okay, what's happening?
You know what is happening in London?
I have no idea.
Venomous sharks have been found in the Thames
venomous sharks doesn't make sense.
Yep.
How can sharks be venomous, Falconi? Please, I want some clarity on this. Can you share some news on this, please?
Yeah.
I want to know. How can sharks be venomous?
Well, here's the thing. Back in 1957, this London's Thames River was declared biologically dead. Okay.
Biologically dead. So
yeah,
okay.
That there was no life, biological life in the Thames River. But now, surprising creatures, including sharks, including taupe, starry smooth hound, and spur dog, a slender fish measuring some 23 inches and covered with venomous spines, have been found.
Wait. So you're saying that venomous spine? So in other words, okay, they would kill by striking the prey with venom?
So what happens is these are called spur dogs, right? They can be found only typically in deep water, and the spines in the front of the shark's two dorsal fins secrete a weapon which is sort of like a venom that can cause pain and swelling in human beings, apparently. And taupe sharks, which feed on fish and crustaceans, can reach 6 feet and up to 106 pounds and have never launched an unprovoked attack on humans, according to UK's Wildlife Trust. They can find that also in the Thames River now. And meanwhile, the starry smooth hound, which can reach up to 4 feet and up to 25 pounds, which mostly eats crustaceans, shellfish, and mollusks, that's also being found in the Thames River.
So leave it to these people to name all the wrong things. English is a fun language already. A fish is called a hound?
It's called a taupe hound.
Hound?
It's not a fish, it's a shark.
Yeah, a shark is called a hound now? What do they call a hound? A dog?
What matters, Altu Baba,
yeah, so you don't got to go swimming in Thames.
Yeah, what matters is venomous sharks. When once this place was like less than it's not even 2057, less than 50 years ago, this was considered...
Faltrani, I'll tell you what, the deviants are here.
What?
The deviants.
The deviants? Oh, yeah! Oh, my God!
But this very what it is, Faltrani first experienced her Eternals viewing with me, and she actually learnt about deviants, which actually are creatures created by the Ruckus. Can't even say his name right.
by the
Ruckus.
Arishem. Arishem.
Yeah.
Well, but well, Altuma was trying to plug that particular movie that is The Eternals. It's not bad. It's okay.
Hey, hello. I'll tell you why. People just say it didn't do well. The theaters were packed, Balajan. I'll tell you why people don't like this movie, Faltwani.
Why? Because it has a female or larger female
Finally,
star cast.
yes. And it has got a star cast, not only female. They also talk about the protagonists, having different orientations also.
And
Sexual orientations.
And also, it has a lot of diversity. They show a lot of Hindu dharma.
Correct.
They show a lot of Indian,
Correcto
Asian,
mundo. Yeah.
and it's got a very good mix of different cultures.
I appreciate that about. I went to the movie just to celebrate that part of it. And also the concept, the whole thing, the concept of the Hindu culture is there.
Right.
Arishem actually is one of the gods who creates it, right? And then he has multiple other celestial bodies come up. Hey, just go check out the movie. It's nice, worthwhile. For a change, I like the casting for what's her name? The lady who adopts all kids around the world. Angelina Jolie, yes.
Yeah.
I liked her casting because she really looks the part.
Yeah.
Very good casting, by the way. She looks the part of a person who is Athena.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tina.
Tina, without the A.
Without the A. Drop the A, she says.
Yeah.
And go check it out, Banjan. It's wonderful. Good watch with the family. And good time for have a conversation with your kids also, Banjan, when you actually watch the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I did with Faltwani. I kind of enlightened her with all the stuff.
Well, happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service to every single veteran, every single person who has been serving to keep us all safe and protected. And today, actually, President Joe Biden went out and made a promise during speaking on the occasion of Veteran Day, where he said that the United States has a sacred obligation to take care of veterans. He said that he's going to work with Congress to make sure that the country's veterans get the benefits that they have earned. Our administration is going to meet this sacred obligation that we owe you, he said in a speech to mark Veterans Day at Arlington National Cemetery. We're going to work with Congress, Republicans and Democrats together to make sure our veterans receive the world-class benefits that they have earned, he also said. For those of you who are not familiar with Jan, there's a huge issue with veteran affairs, especially the ones, for their medical care, for their mental health. And when you are passing by and you see people holding up signs saying veteran homeless, war does things to you, right?
Yeah.
And these are people, they don't have care. There's so many of them on a wait list for mental health, mental health care, veterans. And it's about time that this country actually sat back and, sat up and took a look at what exactly they're doing, especially when it comes to Veterans Administration. So, I think, I just want to reiterate the gratitude that we have for these people who are out there on the front lines and in different countries trying to keep all of us safe and to uphold democracy. Let's go on over to the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Speaking of... there was something that happened yesterday. The lead prosecutor in Kyle Rittenhouse's murder trial in Wisconsin today accused the judge of unfairness a day after being excoriated for trying to introduce inadmissible evidence and questioning the teenager's right to silence. The defense called an expert witness on Thursday after Rittenhouse testified in his own defense on Wednesday about the shootings last year in the city of Kenosha as the trial moved towards its conclusion. Kenosha County Judge Bruce Schroeder said the case could go to the jury as early as Friday. Rittenhouse, who is 18 now and was 17 at the time of the shootings, is charged in the killing of Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26, and the wounding of Gage Grosskreutz, 27, during the chaotic racial justice protests on August 25, 2020. Rittenhouse has pleaded not guilty and has said that he acted in self-defense. Tesla shares have inched higher after Elon Musk shed about $5 billion in equity, $5 billion of the stock over the past few days following his much hyped Twitter poll. The electric car maker shares paired earlier gains and were up 0.6% at 1,074.80 after tumbling earlier in the week. The share sale was his first since 2016 and comes after his weekend poll of Twitter users about offloading 10% of his Tesla stake, which comprises most of his estimated $281 billion fortune. I don't think investors are reading into the news negatively, said Oliver Push, a senior vice president and advisor at Wellspire Advisors in New York. If you believe the Tesla story, this should not impact you or change your mind. The jury is seeing the video of Ahmaud Arbery's prior visit to the neighborhood that he was shot in. A jury was shown a video on Thursday of Ahmaud Arbery walking around a vacant property on an earlier visit to the mostly white southern Georgia neighborhood where the black man was chased and shot by 3 white men who are now on trial for murder. Gregory McMichael, Travis McMichael, and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan have all pleaded not guilty to murder, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment. They face life in prison if convicted of murder. The men say they thought Arbery might have been fleeing a crime when he ran through the Satilla Shores, a suburb in the small coastal city of Brunswick, in February 2020. They pursued him in pickup trucks for several minutes before the younger McMichael pointed a shotgun and fired as Arbery ran toward him and reached at the weapon. Their lawyers say that this was justified self-defense. Here are some moments from the 5th day of witness testimony in the Glenn County Superior Court. Larry English, who was the owner of the vacant property that was visited by Arbery, in a video deposition recorded in September and played to the jury. Larry English said he had been slowly building a house in Satilla Shores, which would end up setting in motion the events that led to Arbery's killing. My dream was to have a place on the water. He knew local kids sometimes roamed about the property, which was unfenced, and worried about people having an accident around the boat dock back, so installed surveillance cameras that sent videos to his phone. A clip of Arbery walking around the dock in October 2019 was played along with the recording of the 911 call that English had made. I got a trespasser, he told the operator, saying he could see on camera a colored guy is what they called him, with tattoos on his arms and curly hair, and who may have been drunk or on drugs as he was plundering around the property. In the deposition, English said he decided soon after that it was more likely that the man was not intoxicated but was moving cautiously in the dark in a way that looked odd on the night vision video. Nothing was taken that night, he said. A clip from November showing a man and a woman, both white, wandering through the property at night was also played along with the 911 call English had made to report them as well. So there's a lot of this particular clip is adding to how much prejudice people have when it comes to seeing people of color around any area and any property. This is really again picking up steam, right?
Yeah,
This particular issue. Also, a new lawsuit over Subway tuna is underway. A new version of a lawsuit accusing Subway of deceiving the public about its tuna products said that lab testing shows that they contained animal proteins such as chicken, pork, and cattle, and not the advertised 100% tuna. Karen Dhanova and Nilima Amin filed a third version of their proposed class action this week in a federal court in San Francisco near their homes in Alameda County. Subway said in a statement that it will seek the dismissal of a reckless and improper lawsuit, calling the claims meritless and saying its high-quality, wild-caught 100% tuna was regulated strictly in the United States and around the world. Since the case began in January, Subway has run TV ads and launched a website defending its tuna. It also revamped its menu but not its tuna, saying that an upgrade was not needed. Well, Badijan, if you want to catch up on that story, we will share that on mediamahima.com. But in the meanwhile, if you're planning a trip to San Francisco, let me tell you, it's going to be really, really expensive.
Why? What happened?
With the inflation rate at nearly a 30-year high, gasoline prices are among those rising the fastest for Bay Area consumers. Guess how much it is right now, Al-Taba?
Falwan, I actually go to the gas station every week.
Yeah.
It's $5 and something change.
Yes, it's about $5 a gallon.
Can you
in
imagine,
most
Father,
places.
10 years ago, we actually used to pay like $2 something.
Yeah.
Doubled. Yeah? Oh, of course, you don't achieve full gas.
It's not 10 years ago. Wasn't it just even 7 years ago?
No, 10 years ago.
$2.95 was what I remember.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's because that's one day I think probably your driver didn't come that day.
As of Thursday, gas prices across the region have gone up more than 20 cents a gallon in just the past month and are up about $1.50 per gallon from the same time last year, according to the AAA. At a Shell gas station in San Ramon, a gallon of regular gas was priced at $4.95. Other places in
Where
the
is
Bay
this?
Area,
I want to go there.
in San Ramon, you'll drive all the way to save 10 cents.
Excuse me, we'll be in the San Jose area. We're paying like $5.20 in Shell gas stations.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Well, also, Manijan, those of you driving, the reason I said it's going to be a little more expensive, if you're driving around Oakland, it's even more scary right now. There's an uptick in crimes there based on everything that's being reported. An Oakland father is warning families to stay alert during the holidays after 3 thieves broke into his vehicle while his daughter was still inside.
Oh my God, that's dangerous.
Yeah, Michael Curry said the smash and grab took place on Monday morning outside Coffee Cafe, where he made a stop to get a cup of coffee before dropping his 8-year-old daughter off to school. And in seconds, it took him to cross the street and pop into the cafe to make his order. That is when he heard a loud bang and glass breaking. My daughter was screaming, "They took your bag, they took your bag, they took your bag." And I just ran over. I picked her up and hugged her. It was a wild scene, he says. Curry's daughter witnessed firsthand how quickly a smash and grab can happen. She's tough and she's able to walk through it. She gets the story about being responsible and being aware. Curry said that witnesses told him it was a team of 2 people, a getaway driver and a man, who smashed Curry's car window and stole the bag that carried his laptop and a passport. Santa Clara County is now urging adults to get COVID-19 booster shots before the holidays. Bindajan, there is a concern that is being raised in the number of cases being reported of COVID. Santa Clara County health leaders are urging all eligible adults to get a COVID-19 booster shot ahead of the holidays. The decision comes after federal rules limiting Pfizer and Moderna booster shots to people over 65 years old, people with health problems, and anyone with a high risk were lifted. Eligible residents in Santa Clara County are required to get vaccinated, is what health officers are saying. We do have world news, but before that, do you want to take a quick break for the Ganika Kira, or should we just give you headlines?
We can directly jump to the world news, Faltwani, because people are waiting right now, and Thursday they don't want to wait any longer, Faltwani. Let's go.
Countries bordering Belarus on Thursday warned the migrant crisis on the European Union's eastern borders could escalate into a military confrontation, while Ukraine said it would deploy thousands more troops to reinforce its frontier. Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia said Belarus posed serious threats to European security by deliberately escalating its hybrid attack using migrants to retaliate for EU sanctions. This increases the possibility of provocations and serious incidents that could spill over into the military domain, a joint statement by the country's defense ministers has now said. President Joe Biden and China's Xi Jinping are expected to be meeting virtually on Monday. They're going to hold a virtual summit, sources told Reuters on Thursday, amid tensions over trade, human rights, and military activities. Washington and Beijing have been sparring on issues from the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic to China's expanding nuclear arsenal. US officials believe direct engagement with Xi is the best way to prevent the relationship from deteriorating between the 2 big economies. And in news from India, there is news that's coming up that's talking about how senior Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad on Thursday disagreed with a passage in Salman Khurshid's book, Sunrise over Ayodhya, Nationhood in Our Times, where he seemingly draws a parallel between Hindutva ideology and jihadist Islam. We may not agree with Hindutva as a political ideology, but comparing it with ISIS and jihadist Islam is factually wrong and an exaggeration, says Ghulam Nabi Azad. A passage in Khurshid's book reads, Sanatan Dharma and classical Hinduism known to sages and saints were being pushed aside by a robust version of Hindutva, by all standards a political version similar to the jihadist Islam of groups like ISIS and Boko Haram of recent years, is what Khurshid writes. This comment was made in a chapter titled The Saffron Sky. The BJP has also launched a scathing attack against Khurshid over the comment and has demanded that the Congress sack him from the party. During a press conference, a BJP spokesperson, Gaurav Bhatia, said the remarks not only hurt the sentiments of Hindus, but also deeply hurt the soul of India. And it's really nice to see that Ghulam Nabi Azad, who is also part of Congress, has actually spoken up and said it's an over-exaggeration and is not an accurate representation of Hindu Dharma or Hindutva. In Chennai, Banujan, one of the main reasons that there is this heavy water logging, intense showers have been battering Chennai and other northern regions of Tamil Nadu on Thursday, while the depression in the Bay of Bengal crossed the coast by the evening. As many as 14 people have died in rain-related incidents. Standing crops were submerged and, of course, trees uprooted, and over 1,000 tenements, mostly huts, suffered damage across Tamil Nadu. One of the reasons that this is happening is attributed to the plastic waste in Chennai. Banned plastic made a major impact. In fact, they played a huge role in several areas getting inundated in Chennai on Thursday. In West Mambalam, where there were areas under knee-deep water, civic body removed more than 180 tons of plastic waste and other solid waste, which the water after which water has now begun flowing into the canal. Several areas were inundated. Despite clearing the canal, water was not moving. Then every inlet of the canal was checked. We found a lot of plastic waste that has blocked the inlets for now. As it rained, the water has carried the solid waste usually dumped on the roads, canal bunds and tank bunds. And they're saying that despite the desilting, this solid waste has caused several blockages. And in other news from India, work gaps for spouses holding L2 and H4 visas will now be history. Based on a recent lawsuit that was settled, thousands of spouses of non-immigrant visa holders such as H1B and L1 will no longer have to fear employment gaps and resultant financial hardship owing to delays in processing of their employment authorization documents, is what they're saying. Dependents such as spouses of L1 and H1 visa holders are given L2 and H4 visas, right? So they are also issued an employment authorization document to work. In a settlement agreement that was reached yesterday pursuant to a class action lawsuit filed by 15 plaintiffs, majority of them being Indian spouses, and the Department of Homeland Security, L2 visa holders will enjoy automatic work authorization incident to status. In other words, that means that spouses of those who are deputed to the United States on intra-company transfers will no longer have to apply for work authorization prior to working in the United States. Isn't that cool?
Wonderful.
Yes, that's great news for the immigrant community here, Banajan. And of course, now the COVID-stalled Gaganyaan project, which is a manned mission, will finally be relaunched in 2023, says the Isro chief. So that's pretty much what we have in terms of news, Banajan, for all of you, right from here in the Bay Area, all the way across to India and all across the world. If you'd like to catch up on more of this, you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, which is Radio D Hotties, or you could also subscribe to facebook.com/Radio D Hotties and get these updates every single day. We'll see you tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show.
ऐ मेरी मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए 100 दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे। मेरी ज़मीं महबूब मेरी, मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे, फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे।
Hi, this is Akshay Kumar and you are listening to me on Radio D Hotties with Altu Baba and Altu Rani, where entertainment keeps getting hotter.
तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू।